Hello and welcome to Tarot Sherpa. I'm Christine and today I will be your guide through the Aquarian Tarot. So the Aquarian Tarot does not have an author credit. It is published by US Game Systems Inc. The original copyright was 1970. So another wonderful 70s deck. The illustrator was David Palladini. In his lifetime, he was a highly celebrated, employed, and awarded illustrator. And he did illustrations for magazines, for children's books, for cover art, for authors even as big as Stephen King. So his work was very, very highly regarded and widely reviewed. This was the only tarot deck he did, but it was actually a very famous. It became very famous. He was very famous for this particular work. So David Palladini was originally born in Italy and immigrated to the United States as a child and grew up in Highland Park, Illinois. He studied art at the Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, New York. He also lived in Jamaica and in France and in California. His wife actually was also in the arts. She was a well-renowned tapestry creator. So very, very interesting artistically. So in this box, little card box here, we have a couple of extra cards. One's just a title card, and then one was a little bit of information about David Palladini. I'm not sure when this was published. He passed in 2019, so I think this was significantly before his death. It comes with a pamphlet, and this is very much a pamphlet. A little bit about each one of the cards, a little bit about reading tarot. It uses the, quote, ancient Celtic method of divination, which we all know was actually invented by A.E. Waite in his book, Pictorial Key to the Tarot. So it wasn't ancient or anything else. It was Arthur Waite came up with that one. But if you call it ancient, people like it, right? It's marketing. It's all about marketing. So this is the Age of Aquarius Tarot. The first known card, it's talking about, it gives a little description of the history. First known cards from 1390 AD. But this was kind of made back when, you had music like the Age of Aquarius, and we're all talking about the Age of Aquarius when the Earth was going to move astrologically into a different season, which some of those seasons can be 20,000 years long, so it's really hard to tell when it's beginning and ending. It's a little bit subtle. It's not so much like a solstice when the days are getting shorter and longer. Okay, so it is a 78 card deck. You have 22 major arcana. You begin with the Fool through the World. And I just love the 70s-ness of this deck. It even looks a little bit like Cher back in the day. She's a little thick to be Cher. Cher was always very, very thin, but something about those eyes. And the costuming. I mean, Cher was always a queen of costuming. The Suit of Rods, which is also what you would call wands. You got your Page, Knight, Queen, and King are your court cards. Cups. We'll go through these one by one, a little bit slower. Page, Knight, King, or Queen, King. Swords. It's based on the Rider-Waite-Smith system. It doesn't have any bold claims to being terribly original other than David Palladini's very beautiful artwork. Pentacles are our last suit, Page, Knight, Queen, King. And you have a lot of the same symbology. We've got the bull here with the King of Pentacles. You see that in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. All right, let's go through these card by card. Now looking at the cards one by one, we have the major arcana beginning with the Fool. The Magician. You can see some common themes to the Rider-Waite-Smith. The High Priestess. This reminds me of a character off of the movie Kroll, which I believe came after this deck, so I would think that the movie probably borrowed from Palladini's work. Emperor, Hierophant. It's so 70s, I just love it. The Lovers, Chariot, Strength. It's not overloaded with symbology, so if you're one of those, like the Hermit here, who likes to do more relying on your intuition, this does have the benefit of just being a little bit more open-ended. The Wheel, Justice. Yes, her pans seem to be quite balanced, although we can't really see that second one, so we don't super know what's going on over there. Kind of in a shadow. Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. I think it was very interesting that he included a peacock as his figure for the star. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. Interesting, there's no people, it's just the angel giving the call. And then the World. And now we'll move on to the suit of rods. Beginning with the Ace of Rods. Two of Rods. 3. 4. No people, just the building in the distance. Very interesting, kind of compelling. 5. These people kind of are looking a little peaceful. You're wondering which way they're going to go with this whole everybody's carrying a big stick situation. 6 of Rods. 7. 8. 9. 10. Page. Knight. Queen. And the King. So moving on to the suit of cups. Beginning with the Ace. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Page. Knight. Queen. And the King. So moving on to the suit of swords. Beginning with the Ace of Swords. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Page. Knight. The Queen. And the King. And finally, moving on to the suit of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Page. Knight. Queen. And King. Well, I hope you enjoyed our journey through the Aquarian Tarot. Roses and Thorns for this deck. I'm going to call this Roses because this is a very accessible deck. It is an easy deck to use. It does kind of eliminate a lot of excess symbology. So if you're one of those readers who's more interested in being intuitive than having the cartoon lay something out for you, this is a really great one to kind of like get those intuitive juices flowing. I love this deck because it's the 70s. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've just gone back to the mock Renaissance right here, which is why I'm dressed like this today. And, you know, I joke that if this deck and the Rider-Waite-Smith deck got together and had a baby, it would be the Morgan Greer deck, which are all published by US Games Inc. So, it's all in the family there. It's a one big happy family. So you can find, I've also done a review of the Morgan Greer Tarot, and you can find some similarities between what Bill Greer did later in the 70s, quite possibly either consciously or unconsciously influenced by David Palladini's work in the early 70s. So really a beautiful deck. It's subtle, but the artwork is detailed and very, very stunning. It takes me back to my very early memories. So again, I get a little bit of a nostalgia going on with this deck, but I do highly recommend it for any tarot reader. It's a good one to have in your library. I will follow this up with a reading using this deck. I will post a link to that in the description box below, and I hope you will join me there. So thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.